In 2002, thousands of Black security officers guarded Los Angeles' most prestigious buildings. These officers struggled to make ends meet.
You know, you started off in security. At that time, you did not have no benefits whatsoever. You didn't even have 15-minute breaks. You didn't have a lunch period. You had to work your straight 8. You could take off 5-minute bathroom breaks. You could have 2 a day. And you work your 40 and you went home.
Nearly 70% were African American, working in isolation under constant surveillance.
Their civil rights of the workers were being challenged because they weren't getting the benefits. They weren't getting the necessities for living.
When SEIU began organizing these officers, they faced a challenge. The union needed to rebuild trust with the Black community, still hurt by the loss of union janitorial jobs in previous decades.
There was a shift that was taking place. The security industry started hiring more African American workers.
Prior to me getting involved, there was just a concern that SEIU was more concerned about Latinos than they were African Americans, to be very honest.
This stemmed from an exodus of Black workers from the janitorial industry. Back in the, I would say, late 70s and early 80s, the janitorial industry in Los Angeles was predominantly African American. What started happening is employers, contractors in Los Angeles started to hire an immigrant workforce that changed the complexity of the industry with the attempt of exploiting that workforce kind of based on their status here in the country. And so Black folks began to leave the janitorial industry and started moving toward the security industry. So more African Americans were being hired.
The breakthrough came through an unlikely alliance.
The hub and hinge on which the whole of human life turns is building right relationship. Right relationships first with the people that are struggling. So that's a security officer. Right relationships with the community. Right relationship with the clergy. Right relationship with other community organizations, institutions, and activists. And right relationship with the unions and right relationship with alliances.
Because of Lola Cuevas and certain other people that had gotten involved, and they even brought Jesse Jackson to town. This was at the beginning of the campaign, and people began to understand that SEIU 1877 was really putting in the resources that were necessary for this campaign to take place.
In May 2003, 20 Black churches across Los Angeles opened their doors.
Well, ultimately, what motivated my church at that particular time was my desire to do more for the community. My church is a church where everybody is somebody. We go over and beyond to help whoever we need to be helped. And when I was asked to help through this campaign, through Reverend Lee, through Pastor Logan, these was trusted partners.
Security officers stood before their congregations, sharing their story.
When we was trying to unionize, either you got fired or you got harassed and disciplined.
April 4th, 2005, on the anniversary of Dr. King's assassination, religious leaders and security officers staged a dramatic protest. 13 were arrested, blocking traffic between Los Angeles' largest office buildings. The campaign took an unexpected turn when SEIU discovered McGuire Properties was seeking Australian investors. Soon, the story of racial discrimination in Los Angeles reached Australian airwaves. Civil rights leaders claim this U.S. developer is violating the human rights of predominantly Black security guards. As pressure mounted, building owners faced protests at shareholder meetings, negative press, and religious leaders demanding justice.
Well, we rallied a lot. We went to their meetings. We would take multicultural people to their meetings, and it wasn't just African Americans, but Latinos and whites that were there at the various meetings, and we would be on the outside of their meetings, marching around, letting them hear us, scream at them, and whenever we could, we would meet them one-on-one if we could, try to catch them at different places. Really doing that aggressive, non-violent type of activity that was important.
Finally, in November 2006, after nearly 5 years of struggle, the owners agreed to recognize the union. The agreement included a 40% increase in wages and benefits, health insurance, and job security. This wasn't just about better wages. It was about dignity, respect, and showing that when we stand together, the union, the church, the community, we can achieve justice. The Los Angeles Security Officers campaign proved that when labor rights and civil rights unite, transformative change is possible. OASC proudly recognizes a fraction of those responsible for the success of the SEIU Black Security Officers Unionization campaign in Los Angeles